right, this lady is the brains behind a team that is doing how many transactions this year? What are you on track for, Monica? 1,000 transactions at EXP. What? So Dylan and I were in Portland, Oregon yesterday at Dill Ward was the host of an amazing event in Portland. Give a shout out to Dill Ward in the room as well. Dylan, is that amazing? And she came out here. Her husband is also a realtor. They're up in Portland, Oregon, and they went to Legoland while Dill's here soaking up some more rallies. So a little bit about Dylan. I met Dylan at an event, and I was like, dude, you're awesome. And Dylan later told me, he was like, he came to my thing, and he's like, you're awesome. So we're buddies. We don't know each other well, but so Dylan is the kind of guy that instead of just like keeping everything to himself and being the best team all by himself, he and Monica, instead they just put it out there. You can literally go onto the website and grab all his training. Anything that he has is SOPs. He's just a giver, he and Monica. Their team is on track for 1,000 deals. So I love this quote, and I picked these quotes. I didn't ask him if I could use it. No, actually, I did.
I don't remember even saying this.
You like it?
Yeah.
Everything we did since day one was geared towards how do we help a new person become successful quickly? Who wants to become successful quickly? Now, we know it needs time, but I know y'all are going to take action. And so Dylan's going to come up and give you, who wants tactical stuff today? More tactical? You want to go home and do it? All right, so please stand up and welcome Dylan Nanaka.
Thank you. That was awesome. So good. So good. As our clicker. What's up, Carlsbad? Thank you guys. Thank you guys. All right, I'm going to try and go fast and give you guys some time back because I know we're behind schedule here. So, like Jess said, I'm here to I'm going to give you guys 10 tactics of things you can implement in your business today to do more deals, all right? So a quick intro. These are two of my favorite quotes about EXP, right? Jay Kinder says the worst thing you can be is a level 10 player in a level 5 opportunity. And we are absolutely in a level 10 opportunity, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like if you take full advantage of it. And our CEO, Leo, now talks about EXP is a platform where you can build whatever size dream you want. And for all those rookie rock stars, right, that have been in this business less than 3 years, you have no idea how different your life can be 4, 5, 6 years from now. I'm going to show you what that looks like graphically, all right? So this is the trajectory of our team and my career. So my first 3 years in real estate, I was at Coldwell Banker at a level probably 2 or 3 opportunity, right, at best. And I was a relatively moderately successful real estate agent. I would do like 9, 10, 11 million a year, maybe 20 deals. And then I come to EXP just with 3 years of experience and start a little team. My brother came with me and a couple of friends. I didn't move a brokerage over. I didn't have a real team before that. And we do 40 million the first year, right? So like 10x or 4x the business in the first year. And then over the next 5 years, if you look at 2024, we did 895 deals for 421 million. We 10x the business over the next 5 years here at EXP, and this is what's possible with the platform that we are on. So do not sleep on the opportunity, you guys. There's so much you can do if you take full advantage of it. And being in rooms like this is what started it all. I went to a room like this 6 years ago in Vegas, and I saw dudes on stage selling 300, 400, 500 homes, and I looked at them like, those dudes aren't that smart. I can do that shit. And I just went home and started doing it, right? So just know, and it was things like I'm gonna share with you guys today that helped me do that. And so it's an honor to be able to give back and to share some of the things that we've learned along the way. And these are things that we're doing in the business today that are creating success, and I hope this will bring you guys some success too. So the first thing, guys, is in business, I'm obsessed about efficiency, right? And getting the most out of my time and getting the most out of my effort. So today is a perfect example, right? I flew to California. I'm gonna get Icon credit, so I'm gonna get my $2,000 in stock back today. So that's awesome, selfish reason to be here. I get to build relationships and give back. I've met so many cool people already. I'm gonna be around all day. If you need anything, I can help you with anything, please connect. And I wanna continue to give back. I'm shooting long form content, so my camera's right here. I'm gonna have probably 10, 15, 20 clips to use for social media in the future. If you were at Portland on Tuesday, I already posted the first one. I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like and how to do it. But I already posted the first clip this morning. So if you look on my Instagram, you'll see a post from that. And this is a way that you can create to continue to build your brand and create recognition in your community. And then last but not least, my amazing wife is here with me. We don't spend a lot of time together because we got 2 teenage boys and a lot of stuff going on in life. So we got a little tiny vacation to Carlsbad. So doing lots of things, right? Super efficient use of the time being here. And then I'm just gonna blow through a bunch of different things here. So the first thing, guys, is start using AI daily. If you're not using AI daily, you're gonna fall behind, right? And this is not an AI presentation, but I'm gonna give you guys a real quick example of how to do this, right? So if you wanna create a year's worth of video content, this is what you do. You ask AI to ask you 25 questions about yourself and your business. And then you ask it to give you 52 topics to make valuable video content in whatever market that you're in. And then you take those 52 topics and then you cut and paste them in and you ask AI to give you a 3-point bullet script that you can use to create a valuable piece of video content. And then after you do that, you use Opus Clip, which is an AI-based video software that will edit the clip for you, put the captions in, put AI B-roll, all that stuff, super, super easy. Pay for the pro version, it's totally worth it. But this is something you can do today to create lots of video content for the next 52 weeks and start to build your brand and your credibility. And what this is gonna allow you to do, and think about this is a question you guys gotta ask yourself every single day, right? Are there people in your community who consider you their realtor and you don't know that they exist? Because if the answer is no or probably not, it's gonna be really hard to thrive and survive, right? And so this is what the video content will do for you, is you put that one piece of video content out per week, you post it on your social media, you send it to your database in the form of an email, so you send a video email, not a long text-based, boring, like I gotta read for 3 hours to get through it email, just one video with an intro sentence. And then you add it to the back of a drip campaign. So I'm gonna talk about nurturing leads in a second, but you add it to the back of a drip campaign, so a new lead that comes in that wasn't on your email address list before will get that email sometime in the future. We have drip campaigns built out for 3 years with a valuable piece of video content for me. So if I get a lead 3 years from now, they're still seeing videos from me about buying real estate in Hawaii, and it converts them at some point. Every lead will buy within the next 10 years, right? So you just gotta stay in front of them. So, and then the second question is what does your social media say about you, right? Because of all of this, think about social media as your digital resume, right? If the first time an online lead meets you or your friend from church recommends you, people go look you up on social media. We all do that to other people, right? We do that to businesses. And what do they find? Are you who you say you are on social media? Because if you're not, it's not gonna build confidence in that person to want to work with you in the future, right? So super, super important. Like we were hearing earlier about your website and all that stuff. You gotta have a digital image that portrays who you are and confirms that you are who you say you are. All right, we're gonna get into lender scripts. So I'm gonna talk about 2 scripts here to increase your lead conversion. All right, and I've been asking this question and I get like really bland answers, right? What do you say to somebody to introduce your lender when you find out they're not qualified? And this was animated, so now you have like the cheat sheet because it's all coming up. It was gonna like show up afterwards, right? But a lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna give you 3 recommendations, or I'm gonna have my friend Joe call you, or whatever it is. Like they don't have an intentional way to introduce clients to their lender. And I guarantee you this will 4x the amount of connections your lender has with your clients, and they'll stop wasting their time. It'll send the right people to your lender, and you'll get more people pre-qualified and converted. So you do have to have a lending relationship, somebody that you can count on and they understand what you're saying, and then they have a script on their end after you send the person over. But this script is super intentional, right? So if I meet somebody at open house and they're not qualified, I'm gonna say, hey, if it's all right with you, I'm gonna have my friend and lending partner Kevin give you a call. He just needs 15 minutes of your time. You don't have to prepare for the call. You don't have to bring any documents. He's not gonna pull your credit. He's just gonna ask you some questions you can answer off the top of your head. And if you wanna move forward with the process, he'll ask you for some documentation, have you fill out an online application, and then let you know what the next steps are. Are you ready to spend that 15 minutes with my friend Kevin? And if you get a yes, 90% of the time, they actually will do it, right? Because you've gotten a commitment on time from them. You've told them exactly what's gonna happen. People don't know what talking to a lender means. Are they gonna is it gonna take an hour? Are they gonna pull my credit? Are they gonna need my tax returns? There's all this stuff. With the absence of information, people assume, and it creates fear. And so be very clear about this, and you'll get the right people to your lender and stop wasting their time. And if you get a no, right? If you get a, well, my dog is sick and tomorrow I gotta go do underwater basket weaving and I'm not sure, maybe next week, Tuesday. This is not a qualified buyer who has a high intent to do something in the future, right? This is somebody who's gonna waste your time and never gonna answer the phone when your lender calls, and so you're wasting their time too. So be intentional about your script. This will guarantee 4x your buyer lead conversion. All right, so buyer consultations. How do we get more buyer consultations? This is the script to use. First one is, have you bought or sold property in Carlsbad before? It doesn't matter if they say yes or no, you ask the next question. Has anybody taken the time to explain the property buying process to you recently? Almost always the answer is going to be no, right? Because they don't have a realtor. If they have a realtor, a good realtor like me, they're going to say yes because I've already done a consultation with them. And then when they tell you no, you can tell them a lot has changed in the market in the last few months. I would love the opportunity to spend 30 minutes with you, reviewing your property buying process, going over the market, sharing the value of my team that I can provide you in that process, find out more about what your needs are, and discuss what formal representation looks like. When works best for you? Tomorrow at 3 or Thursday at 4? Give them two options. This is going to lock somebody down and actually give you the opportunity to get in front of them and earn their business, right? Because right now we're like doing crazy stuff, like sticking buyer representation contracts in their face, or I don't know what we're doing, but dialing this in, and then now you actually have to build a really shit-hot buyer consultation, right? So you're going to have something to present to them and practice that and rehearse it with your friends, but this is going to be a simple, easy way to confirm buyer appointments and get more people to sit down with you and spend the time to go through that process, all right? Okay, and then once we start showing folks houses, this is a huge hack, you guys. Don't show one house, show 3, right? Even if they don't ask for it, show 3. Have 2 more homes ready to go that are on lockbox, easy to show, showing is set up, don't inconvenience the listing agent. But if somebody calls you online, you get a Zillow lead or whatever, and you show one house, you got maybe 10 or 15 minutes to build a relationship with them, and then you're just opening a door and they move on and they forget about you and they never call you back, right? But if you can get to see 2, 3, 4 homes on the first time you meet somebody, now you have an opportunity to build a relationship, show your expertise, continue to talk to them, learn more about their needs, right, and connect with them. So think about this the very first time, if you're not in a deep relationship with the client yet, is don't ever just show up and open the door one time. Do it multiple times and it'll increase your conversion and your stickiness with clients, guaranteed. All right, understanding lead math. So this is a mindset shift, right? Is that in the United States, there's about 200 million people that are of property buying age, right? They're like 25 to 80. And in 2024, there was 4 million transactions. That's 8 million opportunities to be a part of it, right? There's a buyer and a seller in each transaction. That's 4% of the population, you guys. And people get so discouraged about, oh, the leads don't call me back, or oh, the leads suck, and all this kind of stuff. Hey, the best you can ask for is 4 out of every 100 people you talk to do something in the next 12 months. So if you understand this, and it's just a math game, right? It's just a matter of talking to enough people, and we'll get into what that equation looks like. But don't get discouraged by, hey, the leads don't call me back, or that lead didn't work out. I can tell you, I've tried absolutely everything, and if you have talked to any high-level lead generator, there is no such thing as a 10% converting lead source. It just doesn't exist, so stop searching for it. If I have a 5, 6, 7% converting lead source, I'm gonna go all in on that thing. It's gonna make us a ton of money, and you can build a huge business off of it, right? So understanding the math, any 100 random people you talk to in your community, only 4 are gonna do anything, so you just gotta talk to a lot of people. All right, score your leads and build your systems around those scores. So this is something we implemented recently that's really helped agents understand what they gotta do and how to nurture leads, right? So everyone knows it's a 4-tiered scoring system. So everybody knows what to do with a tier 1 lead. They're ready to get in the car and go see property, or they're ready to list their house. Y'all wish you had more of those, right? But there's not enough of those to go around, so we gotta figure out what do we do with the rest of them. Everybody else is a nurture lead, and then what do you guys do with nurture leads? Most of the time they go into the black hole of a nurture campaign or a list somewhere which never gets called and never gets followed up on because we don't know what to do with them. And there's 2 types of nurture leads, right? The ones that are, I'm gonna show you guys this matrix real quick, all right? So there's an ability axis and a motivation axis. And the tier 1 leads, we know what they are, right? High ability, high motivation, they're ready to go today. But everybody else is a tier 2, tier 3, or tier 4 lead. And tier 2 leads they're either high ability and low motivation, or high motivation, low ability, and we gotta do something to get them to become a tier 1 lead. Might be some education, it might be some counseling on finances to get their pre-qualification buttoned up, whatever that is. And then there's tier 3 leads, which are like mid motivation and mid ability, so a little bit harder, right? We gotta get them into 2 and then get them into 1. And then tier 4 leads are low motivation, low ability. They're hopeless but fun, right? You shouldn't spend any time with somebody that doesn't have the ability and is not motivated, right? So if you think about, and you work with your lender on this, especially on the buy side, is figure out where do people fall on this spectrum and then categorize them and then build your follow-up plans around that. And this is what it looks like. So definition-wise, I just kind of explained it, right? Tier 1 is high motivation, high ability. Tier 2 is high motivation or ability, and mid motivation or ability, right? They're somewhere on the spectrum. Tier 3 is mid motivation, mid ability, and tier 4 is low motivation and low ability. So what do we do with these folks? The first thing is, if you don't know what their tier is and you don't know what their time frame is, you got to follow up with them every single day until you find out, right? So that's the first thing, is every single day. We use Follow Up Boss. Most CRMs have some functionality that will allow you to do this. You don't have to use Follow Up Boss, but you got to build your system around this. And then so everybody else is tier 2 through 4, right? So if they're tier 2, we tag them with a 3 to 6 month time frame. That may not be their time frame, but that's what we tag them with because we've identified that they're tier 2. And that's going to remind us every 14 days to check in with them, right? Might be because they got to fix their credit, or might be because they're coming in a couple of weeks and they're not ready just yet because they're not physically here, whatever it is. But we check in every 14 days. If they're tier 3, we tag them as a 6 to 12 month time frame, and we check in every 30 days. And then if they're tier 4, hopeless but fun, we're going to tag them as 12 plus months, and then we're going to follow up once every 90 days. So it makes the nurture follow-up sequence way more manageable and easier for agents to wrap their head around. And this is real easily done in Follow Up Boss. They just remind you, you put them, as long as you tag them as nurture and with the right time frame, once every 14 days, once every 30 days, or once every 90 days, they'll pop up on your list. You do your text, email, or call, and then you continue to do that on a daily basis. It makes working your leads really, really manageable. Okay, and so for the new agents in here, or anybody, right? I think if you talk to any high-producing agent, this business is 100% dependent upon how many conversations you have, right? And this is the simple math, guys. If you take nothing else away from the whole entire day, the 5-5-5 plan, this is all I ask agents to do. If 5 days a week, I don't want you to work 7 days, just 5 days a week, you have 5 quality real estate conversations, and a quality real estate conversation is defined as 5 minutes or 5 questions asked and answered. And if you do this, I can guarantee you'll have 1 closing a month. And over time, you're going to get better at it, and it's going to turn into 2, 3, or 4. So you actually don't have to do more work. You just got to consistently do this thing. So anytime an agent is struggling and doesn't have enough business, I always ask them, how many conversations do you have in the last 5 days? And if the answer is less than 25, we know what the problem is. That's it, right? It's very, very simple. So 5-5-5, you do this daily, you cannot fail. All right, collaborate daily. This is huge, guys. This is why you're here. This is why we're at EXP. If there's one thing I can totally attribute our success to, it's because I'm a master collaborator. Like, I will ask anybody for help. I will ask you what you're doing. I will rip off and duplicate. There is no way we would be here today if there wasn't many people that did it before us that paved the way and figured it out, and I didn't have to figure it out myself and screw stuff up. So that's what I'm here for today, guys. If there's anything I can help you with in your business and building a team and figuring leads out, all that stuff, collaborate, take advantage of that. Don't be afraid to be like, oh, he's too busy, or he's too much of a big shot for me. Screw all that stuff. You can reach out to anybody in this company and they will help you. I'm a shining example of that. So you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? So if you're collaborating with higher level people than you, your average will go up. And if you're collaborating with or spending time with negative people that have a bad attitude, then your average is going to go down. It's just math. It's just math. So think about that. Be very intentional about who you spend your time with and what kind of people they are, because I'm always trying to spend my time with, and not just business, right? Life people too. Like my wife is like a level 15 person, and that's where I want to get to when it comes to her emotional intelligence and her sensitivity and her understanding of other people. Like, I'm not that good at being a touchy-feely guy, and like I try and consult, right, and understand what I should be doing to be a better leader, and think about that in life, because it doesn't have to be just producing real estate. It's everything that we do. There's people that we can learn from and get better. All right, so if you want, the slides update. There's one more thing I wanted to cover here. That's all right. I'm gonna go off script. So the final thing I'm gonna leave you guys with here is we're from Hawaii, so I'm gonna give us a quick Hawaiian language class. All right, and so everybody say this with me: Kina Ole. Kina Ole. All right. So the cool thing about the Hawaiian language, I got it. I know this. I don't need the slides. The cool thing about the Hawaiian language is there are literal definitions and then there are poetic definitions of words. And the literal definition of Kina Ole is, Kina is flaw and then Ole is without or none. So the literal definition is flawless, right? But there's a poetic definition behind it, which is absolutely beautiful, and this is the principle that guides us in business, that we run our team on, and we try and just live life in how we treat our clients, how we treat each other. And it's that we do the right thing at the right time, at the right place, for the right reasons, to the right person, the very first time we do it. And I think if we all had a little bit more Kina Ole in our business and our life and our relationships, the world would be a better place. So I had a slide for it, you could have taken a picture of it, but actually even better, the slides have been updated online. So if you follow me on Instagram at Kona Broker, or just type my name in, Dylan Nonaka, I'm the only one in the world, I'll come up. And then you DM me the word tactics, it'll shoot you back the slides. And if you DM me the word meeting, it'll shoot you back a calendar to my Calendly. If I can help you with anything, just fill out the calendar link and we'll book a meeting. And then last thing, there's my dot card. If I can help you with absolutely anything, guys, scan that. You can download all my contact information. All of my social media is on there. And really appreciate you guys having me. Stoked to be here. Thank you, Jess and Dan. You guys have done an amazing job. Big round of applause for them. Thank you, guys.
They not like us. They not like us.